All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Idealist and Visionaries. It's been a minute since I said that. I'm your boy, Ideal Tone, and I am here to make it known that we are back with another episode of Binge or Cringe, and it's going to be a good one. I finally decided to bring back the return. I'm going to try to keep it more consistent again moving forward. It's just been a minute. I've been doing a lot of moving around and among other things. But we're here. Let's forget about all that and let's just have a good episode. With me, as always, is my panel, and today we have the one, the only Cobalt 70, the Godfather of anime,
What up? What up?
followed by the none other than Nullified Saint.
Yo. I ain't got no wings today, but I'm pasta no.
You still owe me wings, fool.
I want some of them
You
wings.
still owe me food. Still owe me wings. And then we have a newcomer with us. Okay, I met her at BlurCon. If you guys see my content, I've been at was at BlurCon a few weeks ago, or maybe less than a few. It was like a week and a half ago, something like that. And this is Ali. I met her at BlurCon. She was dressed as Nami at the time, and I interviewed her and her friend. And yeah, that's how we met.
Hey, it's a Nami cosplayer here. Fishman Island arc.
See? So, but yeah, we're going to get into it. Today's topic of discussion is Hell's Paradise. Okay? Hell's Paradise is one of the hard-hitting animes that came out during last season. So, that was the spring season, not the summer. And now we're in the summer season for anime, obviously. But no one was expecting this anime to hit as hard as it did. We was like, it sounds interesting, or at least people I know who knew about it was like, yeah, this seems interesting. I'm gonna watch it. I felt the same way, and
We kept an eye on it.
Yeah, kept an eye on it. Then right out the gate, episode 1, it was like right there, and it was like caught your eye. Usually, as Kobo,
It sizzled.
Yeah.
It sizzled. That first episode was epic.
Yeah, like
You're like,
usually
yeah.
what Kobo does, Kobo's rule of thumb for himself is by the third episode, if it don't catch me, he's done. So, but obviously it caught most people by episode 1 in just the opening setting. So let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's break it down. Anybody want to say anything before we get right into it?
You know, it was a fantastic anime. I think everyone's gonna enjoy it for sure. You want to give it any synopsis to it or anything?
Basically, yeah, we can break it down, and we could all talk about it. But I don't have to be the only one saying the synopsis. But basically, like, bottom line, main character is named Gabi Maru. Gabi Maru is like this top ninja assassin in the Japanese world. I believe it's during the Shogun era, during the Edo period. And he's like, they call him, he's like unkillable for one thing, and he's good at what he does. He's like the number one assassin, like I said. And you see that like in the first few minutes they're torturing and trying to kill him, give him the death penalty. Man will not die no matter what form of death penalty they try to give him. He's like, he's indestructible. And that's the bottom premise. Like, if we move on from there, it's literally about his journey into trying to maintain his life while trying to return to his wife, trying to get a partner from the Shogun, etc., etc. But there's obviously a lot more to it. There's a catch within that, and what they have to do in order for them to gain this pardon, and we'll talk about that as we talk about the show itself. So,
Reminiscent of 90s ninja style anime for sure. Like, really carries the heart of it in the entire series. It's captivating because of that fact. But for me, it was reliving my childhood.
Reliving your childhood, huh?
Straight up, dude. When I was a teenager, when Ninja Scroll came out, man.
Back in the days.
Back in the day.
Back in the days.
Oh, man.
By the way, it's good to be back on Binge and Cringe. Just saying.
Welcome back. No, I'm glad to have you back, my brother. You got anything to say for the opening part of this?
I enjoyed the anime. It was really good. I'm waiting for the next
I
season.
don't try to speak up a little bit. No, I want to make sure that everybody's able to hear you clearly.
Also, just waiting for the next season. It was really good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I really enjoyed it myself. What about you, Ali?
So far I really like it. I knew like from the first episode that like I was like super interested because like I literally started it today. I was gonna start it like way earlier, but I actually just started today and I was like, damn, like this is like tough, especially when because like okay, I'm really glad that like he wouldn't stick with the same trope the whole time where it's like, oh, I don't like care if I die, da da da, because that shit is kind of boring to me.
Hmm.
When you find out that like he's kind of like trying to like trick himself and really he like does have the will to live and it's for his wife, like I thought that was like hella cool.
Yeah,
um
yeah. You know what? I completely agree. What you see, uh, basically, you see growth. You see growth within him as a character,
right.
Yep.
and I like that.
Character development, baby.
For sure. One of the key points
Not
of it.
something you see people level up. You don't see their character like grow up.
Yeah.
It's almost always very textbook. With him, you see it a little bit more. It's a little bit more tangible.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's a short anime but you still get to like literally watch him grow, which I think is pretty cool.
Definitely. All right. So let's break it down episode by episode. I feel like that'll be easier, and then we just like instead of me like just asking questions because I don't want to ask the wrong question. If you get my point, I don't want to do too many spoilers. If I want people to actually try to jump in and watch it. Um,
Yep.
episode one.
Absolutely.
Episode one, like I said, it catches you at the edge of your seat because you're like, what the? My man loses it when he realized, like, remember what's the name? I forgot the name of the girl, but the sword girl, the swordman. She comes from that special clan that's able that
They're
there's
executioners.
yeah, they're executioners. They're trained to be executioners. So that was the first time he actually felt death or that he was going to die. So that fear rose up in him, and he didn't know how to respond until she hit him. Until she hit him with the news from the shogun for the pardon. And then from there it just goes it just gets wilder and wilder. Episode one I feel like was pretty like a pretty basic intro, but it hit hard. You know what I mean?
Yep. It hit hard while introducing the protagonist, the antagonist, and set the pace for the series. Really.
Mm-hmm. What was y'all favorite part about episode one?
I can start off with that one. I can tell you right now, the most funniest part is whenever they try to the assassination where they try to split them apart with the bulls. I feel bad for them bulls. He's just because
he tired the
like,
bulls
get rid
out.
of them.
Yeah, he tired
Oh,
them
the
out.
bulls just. I think they got fleeing back though, didn't they?
Yeah, then they were tired because they couldn't break them apart or
Yeah.
whatever.
I was just like, damn.
that was great.
Animal cruelty. Goddamn.
Yo, I just want to mention no animals were harmed in the making of that series. What about you, Ali?
Oh, I guess it's a little bit obvious based on what I said, but my favorite part was when she was like, he realizes that she can kill him. Because, like, the whole time he's like, none of y'all could kill me. Like, I'm getting bored. When he realizes that she could kill him, and then he's like, damn, I don't want to die. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was, like, cool because, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't even expect it. I'm like, okay, like she's
Right.
gonna try to kill him. She's probably gonna break her sword, and that was my
Yeah.
whole concept. I was like, my thought process. I was like, I mean, okay, yeah. Then he flips out. Like I'm like, yo. What about
Yeah,
you?
all of a
Like,
sudden he has fight in him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that was actually one of my favorite scenes as well. If I had to pick one, that'd be it too. Because at that point, you see what he's really capable of.
Mhm.
Right.
All of a sudden, the fight. It's not just him just lifelessly moving about. At that point, there's drive behind his movement, and it's definitely an impressive turning point. But at the same time, it's also her little thing going through all this trauma at that point, where you're like kind of reliving why she's there.
Yeah.
Mhm. So it's a lot.
So
it's a lot jam packed in that first episode for sure.
Yeah, neither one of them is 100% into what's going on until that point. All of a sudden, at that point, they both have a drive, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I think my favorite part was when you actually you don't get to see him, but you actually kind of get to see what he could do. Because she said she been from the first moment she met him. Besides, obviously trying to get him to do the pardon or the mission or whatever, like convince him.
Mm-hmm.
She was interested in him as a ninja and was curious about ninjutsu. So when he snapped, because everybody else was trying to still keep him there while she was trying to take him to the Shogun, he was like, "So you really still want to see ninjutsu?" My man went off, and then while you don't see anything, but then at the end he's standing on a pile of ashed bodies. Corpses, like my man is just chilling. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, if that part don't catch you, I don't know what will.
Oh yeah, the choice and their angles and stuff was phenomenal too. I love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way the animation worked out in that one, it was good. It was real good.
Yeah.
I'd say it was probably one of the better starts of a first episode. Like you really got to hook me quick in the series, and that had not just me, but Noel got in on it early.
But that's what I'm saying. If Noel got it, all right, like all right. Let me give you a background real quick, Ali, about Noel. Mm-hmm. Noel don't watch any anime during the season that is airing because he thinks it's a trend to watch it right there.
Okay.
He don't watch any.
I gotta watch it on my own. I can't believe the hype.
That's valid. I know people like that.
That's his exact words. I don't buy into the hype, so I'll watch it when I watch it. This was one of the only animes he watched. Besides one other one,
no, it was like two more.
No,
it was two more.
No. I tried to get him on Demon Slayer for a while before he did it.
It was Regular Ragnarok.
Regular Ragnarok, he jumped on it. Yeah. But yeah, that's just a little backstory so you could, or background about Noel, so you can kind of understand what we mean, Ali. But moving forward, then we move on to episode 2. Like at that point, like man did what he killed everybody in that thing. She said, "Okay, let's go." And episode 2 is when everything really starts to unfold. We get to really see the premise of what this show is about to be about. And there's so much detail in episode 2, and there's more detail to come in the future episodes. Like episode 2, literally, it showed that he wasn't the only one that was received this invitation. There's multiple convicts. There's multiple criminals. The Shogun is there with his bodyguards, and then the rest of the assassination, the decapitation clan is there. So it's like it's a lot going on in one setting.
Speaking of detail, I thought the character design was also super cool because I was like kind of paying attention to that, like especially in the second episode when you see all the criminals, like that was like kind of sick. Yeah,
it was. And here's the thing, I didn't know what to expect in episode 2. I'm thinking like because of how famous he is, he's the only one that they reached out to. But then you see all these other criminals, and they're trying to send the best of the best killers to go do this mission. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of a Japanese version of Suicide Squad.
It kind of is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's literally the vibe I get. Suicide Squad, Japanese Suicide Squad.
I really thought it was. You got it.
Yeah. Oh, the story itself remind me of a lot of stories that I read as a kid. About soldiers, both in European army, going to look for lost cities and stuff. I love that sort of thing. And then the way they tied it in, it was super fun. That's the type of story I like to see every once in a while. And it's been a long time since anyone had really done it right. They did it right. The mysterious island stayed mysterious.
Yeah. Well, you were gonna say something, Ali?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like something that was crazy to me was when that one criminal was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Bro tries to walk away and gets his neck sliced. I thought that was crazy.
No, that's the thing. Let's talk about the Klan. The Klan they're just they're just there to do their job. They don't care who you are, what you are. They are there literally. If their job is to be told who to decapitate and then do it. It's ridiculous. They have no sympathy, no remorse. There's no hesitation. Like Ollie said, like guy was walking by and they killed him, and it was swift. Yep. It was swift. It was. It
was like emotionless. You know, it was all about getting the job done. You know,
right.
It's all kind of business as usual.
Exactly. I was like, huh. Well, they're about business.
Right.
I was like, yeah. So, but then that also makes you realize doesn't matter. All these criminals are on death row anyway because they're all captured. So you either do the mission or you die.
It kind of reminded me of like that like Squid Games type like vibe, and just the sense of like they have all these people here who they just like don't care about at all, and they're like, yo, you guys are gonna like do this thing for us or die. Like it's like they just really didn't care.
Yeah.
Especially when they started letting like the criminals kill each other. I was like, damn.
Exactly. Now that's what we were getting to, because that was crazy. First of all, the Shogun is out of his mind.
Yeah.
The Shogun is out of his mind.
Oh yeah.
He gonna whisper to his guards like, "Hey, let them kill each other. It's in the best ones only." Like,
and God, the fights right there were epic.
Yeah, and it was like literally brutal. They had and everybody's hands were tied, right? Nobody had free hands, and they're killing each other the way they are. And you think that was brutal? Then you get to see Gabi. First of all, no one even noticed Gabi Mara walk up to the Shogun.
Yeah, no, he just chills. He's just chilling till the very end. Everyone else is brawling. This guy's like, yeah, I'm just here doing my thing.
I also think it's cool how no one even tries to touch him. Like he's just there. Everyone's getting like killed. They're all killing each other, and he's just sitting in the middle.
You know what I think it was? I think he hid his presence. I'm gonna be real.
Oh yeah. That's absolutely a thing. You know.
Well, they all know who he is.
But I don't think they all knew. I think only some of them knew. Like the ninja girl, she knew.
They knew the name.
Yeah.
They knew of his name, but they probably didn't tie two and two together right away. Because you notice a few of them hear the name at some point, and they're like, "Oh, so that's him."
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was at the point where he walked up to the Shogun and was like, "I'm not doing this shit." Like, I'm like, why I gotta kill people? Like, it's annoying. Nobody wants to die. Like nobody wants to kill. And I'm like, and at that point, I'm gonna be real, I was confused. So I'm like, my man is a natural born assassin trained to kill. You know, like, so I was so that's where I start seeing the disconnect in his mind. He has two minds. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also thought like the moral question that poses was also pretty interesting. Like the whole thing where they have all these like, I mean, I feel like this also is brought up a bunch of times when like the swordswoman is like talking about how the thing that's like blocking her from killing, you know, her guilt. And it's like interesting because like you have all these like literal murderers here, and some of them are murderers because they have to be. Some of them are murderers because they just are kind of evil.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting because like, you know, are they really wrong for putting them here and making them do this? Like, I mean, me personally, I'll say, yeah, they're wrong for that. But like, I think it's interesting how like you have that question there because of
Yeah, the dichotomy of killing is wrong, but at the same time, some of these people had no choice. They don't deserve the fate that's in front of them.
Exactly.
You know, and she's constantly struggling with that.
Right.
It's a powerful question, you know?
For sure. And it's just interesting to see how everything starts to unfold from that brawl. Because once everybody realizes where Gabi Maru is, and he's like right in front of the Shogun,
Right.
and the Shogun, and they basically tell him like, you don't have no choice.
Yeah.
He takes it upon himself to be like, okay. And then talks to the other criminals, and they said, we're just going to kill you, or because we want to kill you. And basically, that's where his switch like flips, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take let's just do this. You see the other side of him. It's like, all right, my man, he's about that life when if you really put him towards it.
Right.
Boy's eyes went blank.
What'd you say? No.
I said that boy's eyes went blank.
Yeah, it definitely did. And the way remember his hands were tied. The way he did it was brutal. My man was covered in blood. Like at the end. I don't want to. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't remember everything that he did, but like, it was wild. Like, but from then on, it just everybody realized like how powerful he really is and and everything. Even the Shogun is shuddering in fear now. He was enjoying the brawl until that point. That was so he like I felt like the Shogun. He felt everything was entertaining until that specific point when he saw Gabimaru in action, and then like and then he just like broke down and was like scared.
I felt like he was really arrogant, and I kind of like to see him scared for a bit because like he was just watching all of them like kill each other, and it was like, damn.
Mm-hmm. It was sport for him. He didn't really care about nobody in there, which makes me feel like. Which this is not a spoiler, it's just my opinion. Based off even that part. He's not going to pardon anybody if they do bring back the elixir. I just feel like that. My man don't care about nobody but himself.
I completely agree with that. I honestly felt like that from the point where they were talking about how like they're not allies, and you kind of like, I guess as it goes on, you kind of hear more about like exactly what position the criminals are in.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was already feeling like there's no way anyone's getting a pardon, because it's like, you know, he's even rounding them up there and killing them off because like he feels like they inherently as criminals do not matter. So it's like, why would he pardon them? Like, I don't think he's gonna pardon them.
Exactly. I don't see a pardon coming for any of them. That's going to be something obviously that we don't know about because like it didn't even show up. Even like we don't know if they're going to get pardoned. That's the thing. We don't know.
Right.
I'm of the view that no matter what, anyone who has knowledge of it was going to die, and that's how I felt the moment he announced it. Like, there's no way they're going to let someone who knows about the elixir even get out of there. They're going to take the information he brings back, take the elixir back, and then that person's put to death, you know?
Right. So,
like, I felt that not only include the criminals, but also the assassin sent, or the executioners sent with him, you know? Everyone is expendable in the eyes of a leader like that.
Right.
You know?
That was another interesting thing because at first I was thinking like at least the swordsmen are like, you know, I was assuming that they kind of were like safe. You know, the more that they talk and you hear them talking amongst themselves, like they're not a tight-knit group at all. And they also are like not too far off of a position that like the criminals are in, because like they don't really care if they die either.
Yep. Everyone was expendable. I did like how each one had their own characteristics. It wasn't like just a monolithic group of people, but rather an assortment of different characters. You know, they had their own personalities, their own capabilities.
Right. And here's the thing. Ali, as a cosplayer yourself, you let me know. I already know who people are gonna obviously dress up as Gabimaru because of how badass he is. I ain't gonna lie.
Looking to dye my hair white. What are you talking about?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of already looked up an outfit.
He's so tough, bro.
And then I feel like because we were introduced to so many different people, the female ninja, I forgot her name, the woman ninja, the Konoichi, she's definitely going to be cosplayed. I just know it.
Absolutely.
I just know it. It's
I hope so.
You know who I think is gonna be
shut up,
cosplayed?
Kobo.
That LOL. That criminal girl, the one that's like, her thing is like she's a like seductive.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like she's
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
cosplayed.
yeah. She's definitely gonna be
Oh,
cosplayed.
yeah.
Crazy thing about it is, which we're moving forward. She didn't last long at all. Like,
Really?
No, of all the people to get stuck with, I mean, seriously.
yo, they did that on purpose. They put her with the blind dude.
100%. 100%. You
Yo.
know, not only that, dude, homeboy, like, in terms of skill, he goes in probably the strongest next to Gabimaru.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Obviously, this changes as time goes on, but definitely one of the strongest, without a doubt.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but like, she picked the wrong one to seduce. It was bad, man. It was bad. I was like, oh. At first, because at first I ain't gonna lie, I didn't register he was blind. I didn't register, and so I'm like, oh, she got him. And then a few minutes later, I'm like, yo, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
A little mini twist in there that we got to enjoy, you know?
Mm-hmm. But the way she was dressed, she was so pretty. I can definitely see like a lot of people willing to cosplay her for sure.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess the other one would be the first guy that Gabimaru fought. So we fast forward, we get to the island, and the island is mysterious as fuck, and no one's come back alive based off what they were told. That's why they chose them. So here's my thing though. So they were screwed from the rip. Like,
Oh yeah.
like nobody's come back alive, and people that have come back eventually died a few days after. So what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And your first real introduction into what's going on in that island is the big samurai guy, and he's just like, gets immediately lopped off. You know.
mm-hmm.
So quick, slow, without hesitation, like it catches the audience kind of by surprise, because it's like it's immediately a drastic play. You're expecting this guy to be an immediate goner, and then boom,
Exactly.
shows the level of dedication he has to surviving, but also how tough he was.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That one instance was very key in the makeup of the story, because you realize, or when you first get to the island, like they talking about how nobody's made it back alive and everything, but you don't know why. And when you get to the island, there's nothing but lush greenery. It's beautiful. But then you see underneath that beauty, there's a hidden aspect of like death.
Yeah, a threat. You get a glimpse of the threat they face and how dire it actually is. It's kind of like, it's definitely surprising. Because usually they build up the stakes in the show. This show immediately puts you in the thick of it.
Yeah. Not to mention, during that whole part, Gabimaru was duking it out with the dude with the weapons.
Oh yeah, dude. When he
No, go ahead, Ali. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, when he like killed him, I was like, the way that he left him.
Oh yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that one. Damn.
That was the first fight that you saw that wasn't like a straight out death brawl. You know what I mean? It was an actual fight with different types of. Gabimaru was out here getting it. Like, my man was precise with everything he did. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing like the guy who had the weapons. He wasn't no pushover. But Gabimaru was just that tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was wild.
I kind of like that though, how they give him like these, like they talk about how like formidable like these enemies are, and then he just beats them anyways. Like, I think that's like crazy,
especially compared to his stature. He's definitely the smallest out of all of the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice that though. No, you've been kind of quiet. You good over there? You eating wings or something?
Oh.
I'm actually watching and listening. I'm just into it.
Yo, wait, what? Don't tell me you watching the show right now.
Well, doing recaps. It's a smart way to
damn
go
near
through
just
it.
watch it, dude.
Yo,
I'm interested.
Yo, I'm done with him. I'm done with him, man. I know you finished it, so you just rewatching it now. That's how good it must. That's how good it is, people.
Yeah,
That
it's worth a rewatch, 100%.
definitely.
Oh,
And
for sure.
and then and then now at this point they're all now at this point a lot of the criminals are dropping like flies, and while they're traversing through the island, and then literally that's like we've been saying this whole time. The decapitation, the assassination. I'm sorry, not the execution clan. Um, this is they definitely don't see them as partners or anything like that. Like they're just their supervisors, so that when they die and you see it, they starting to leave the island. They walk back to the beach and like we're done. Okay, you dead. Like
Yeah, and that's when they have to come to terms with there's probably not any leaving.
Yeah.
well, there wasn't no leaving. The one guy who tried got swept up by the current. There is no current leaving the island. That's the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
I
literally
also
stuck there.
I
Sorry,
didn't
Ali.
realize that at first. No, it's okay. I didn't realize that at first. I thought like because like I feel like that was when I started to realize that like the swordsmen were also like disposable to them because like why wouldn't there be a way to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's so weird.
I mean, there's a whole clan of them, so I mean, there's definitely.
Yeah, there's still
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still some on the back at the shore. A lot of them. It's like there's a lot of them. But
But
and then
speaking with that,
go ahead, no.
uh, speaking of that, I mean, who knows if any of them actually got back to the real off that island? I mean,
I don't
you know
think
what I'm
any of
saying?
them did, to be honest.
Yeah, I think all them boats out there were.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
all
that's just
shipwrecks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
something.
Something out there was destroying the boats and the people before they could leave the island.
Yeah. And then moving forward, the ones who have been surviving, like Gabi Morrow, the swordsman, don't forget the wild savage guy with the one eye and the scars.
Oh yeah.
He was badass.
Like definitely didn't expect him to be as strong as he ended up being,
Mhm.
you know? Cuz your first introduction to him is through the eyes of his brother.
Right. But he's a real powerhouse when you see him in action.
Oh yeah, he's also one of the first that I feel like cracks the code of Tao, you know?
Yeah. Which now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Tao is like this energy that all the creatures on that island use for their attacks, their livelihood, energy, whatever.
Well,
Go ahead, no.
didn't they say that's the energy from everywhere? Like
Yeah,
it's the energy
but they know how to
from
use it specifically,
True.
whereas normal people may tap into it here and there, but they don't. But the creatures on the island have mastered it to a certain extent, especially like the more into the island you go, and as they're going further into the island, you start to meet the actual supreme Tao users, which is like, was it 7 of them? I think.
7.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
7.
You also get to meet the inhabitants of the island, the original inhabitants,
Mm-hmm.
prior to this group of 7 really taking control of everything.
Right. But the group of
So-
7, the first meeting, two of them are in the form of women getting it on, and you're like, what the? I didn't know where I was for a minute. I was like,
Is this high school DxD?
am I still watching the same anime?
LOL.
I was legit confused. I was like, what the? First of all, I was confused to see. I was like, wait, were they? First of all, I thought they were like criminals at first that got to the island, but I was like, no, they weren't in the bunch. Who are they? Then you find out who they are. They're a part of the 7 people who have mastered Tao, and they're like, and then they're in their biology is crazy. They can shift between male and female at will.
Yeah, that was definitely like the way that they portrayed the androgynous nature and just like the limits of these people, what they actually were. I liked that. I thought that was an interesting way to approach a villain.
Yeah,
You know.
and the
It's
way,
pretty cool.
yeah, and
But
I think the concept was really cool because they're basically saying Tao, which is like most things that are in the universe, is yin and yang, and how you have to compensate for both if you're using Tao by switching between both forms of male and female, which is yin and yang.
I can just tell you right now, I was not ready for that woman to have that man's voice. It threw me off so quick. I was folding clothes and I heard it change real quick. I was like, wait, what? I was like, who? What?
But yeah, no, that definitely caught me off guard too. No, I'm not gonna lie. But it was interesting, and then especially when they start to explain everything about it, the yin and yang, what Tao is, how it affects the body, how it affects the you can channel it from the world, and all that other stuff. It was intriguing, to say the least. But then you learn more about the characters themselves as you get further in and everything, and then you just see them going to town on killing all the island, like what did they even eventually call them? Were they demons? Whatever.
Well, no, I don't think they've truly, really kind of explained it just yet. You know, you have an idea of what they are, but it's like almost like they're all part of the same organism, so to speak.
Right.
And the people that existed there that kind of mutated were sort of experiments in Tao, you know, and messing with the humans' natural ability to both utilize and see Tao.
Right.
So, which is in of itself, they take the stance that it, like many cultures have like chi, Tao, or like chakras. You know, they sort of like play on all that as being aspects of Tao. You know, so it does have a very deep spiritual and religious ideology that underpins the story itself.
Talking about the 7 people.
Would you say no?
Yeah, well, the 7 people and Tao itself, the way they describe it, the way they kind of like the cultures themselves, because throughout it, as they're learning about it, they're kind of like picking up clues to its existence, but each one of those clues tends to be a mix of a different religious ideology. The scholar, you see him discuss it initially at the village with everyone. When he finally sees documentation in the village of the people who lived there first, before the Tao was really like a thing, you know.
I would probably say that I believe they are creatures that just were well trained in the Tao, and that's really the other way I see them.
I feel like they were created by someone who had mastered Tao, someone not unlike Gabimaru who grew them, because in a way they're plants, you know.
Yeah. But there's a lot that transpires on the island itself that we haven't even touched on, and as things progress, you see the battles get more intense. The information becomes more compacted and like, or not compacted, expansive. Like there's more info to break down. Not to mention like the what do you call it? The sense of urgency that they realize that, okay, we all have to start working together. Like it's a lot. There's definitely a lot that goes on.
The pacing of the story was really well done. The way that they evolved not just the characters themselves, but the story itself and the environments that they were surrounded by. You know, each aspect of this island, you get to learn more about the entire area itself, the story itself, and the way it intertwines is really well done with this one.
Exactly.
It's why I recommend it as one of the best animes of the season. And it was up against some stiff competition. I mean, you had the return of Demon Slayer rolling right next to it, and it stood toe to toe with that, with an already established hit.
I would agree with that. I really like Demon Slayer too.
And Demon Slayer was definitely good this season, but you can't deny that it was like Kobo said, it was right next to it the whole time. The whole time. That's just how good Hell's Paradise was.
I think it's just really well executed.
Oh, the fights were epic too.
Yeah,
every one of them had.
We didn't even go into all the fights that actually happened, and I kind of don't want to.
Oh, we've got so many more to go. This is just like the story's still ongoing. We're getting another season. There's no question of that.
But my favorite fight, we didn't even talk about that, and I kind of don't want to because I want to leave people wanting more.
Oh no! The fights only get better.
Yes, they just get way better. So, bottom line, Hell's Paradise is definitely a binge. It is worth a binge. It is phenomenal.
I would put it as some of our top 5 coverages.
Yeah,
it sits in the top 5 of animes we've covered on here.
I full-heartedly believe that, and we got more anime obviously to still cover, but Hell's Paradise was just hard hitting from episode 1 for the spring season. There's no denying that. And I can see, and for those people who didn't really like give it a chance, like I feel like as more people realize how good it is and give it a chance, like it's gonna be so popular that it's just gonna skyrocket. You know what I mean? I feel like they might even get to the point where they'll definitely continue to do multiple seasons. It was that good. It was just that good. I agree. So just some random questions now. Real talk. What other universes do you think Gabimaru could survive in? Because that just how badass he is. Like if you put Gabimaru in another like anime universe, how do you think he would fare?
Put him in Attack on Titan before season 4.
Yeah.
I think he would be fine all the way through. I'm voting him as the Levy killer. All right,
the Levy killer.
All right.
What about you? No, you got an anime.
That's valid.
You got an anime. You think he would be like goated in besides his anime?
Let's just
like
the theory of the ninja situation. Let's just put him in Naruto.
Naruto. Yo, first of all, Gabimaru's so twisted and demented. Naruto would never be able to talk him out of anything.
Yeah.
The talk no jutsu would not work.
I feel like power levels are a little. The scaling, I think Naruto, he would be a common criminal. It sucks to say, but
you got to scale it just right. If we talking about Shippuden, yeah, like end game Shippuden, yeah. But if we're talking about just like Naruto, yeah, nah. Gabimaru was wiping the floor with even Kakashi, in my opinion. I'm sorry, like.
I think the fights will be epic until he starts to bust out some crazy abilities, because that's kind of his trademark.
Well, think
of some of the movies you got to watch where you got to see different kinds of worlds that were in the Naruto universe.
Yeah, but you got to. But here's the thing: you got to take into account if Gabimaru is put into Naruto's universe, obviously he will learn how to use chakra, right? Which means he can use other abilities besides just his flame ability.
Yeah, but then you're adding abilities to in a world that he doesn't like. What he's capable of in that world is limitless. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, I feel like Tail Beast would destroy him. Any of the Tail Beasts.
Well, yeah. Well, Kobo, we're not even talking about that. I said I just explained to you. If we're talking about in-game Naruto, yeah, he probably wouldn't survive. That's in-game Naruto. That's when like the Telbies were out and rampant and going crazy and killing everybody and blah 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 blah. But we're talking about Naruto until like the middle of Naruto Shippuden before all those crazy power-ups. I still think he would be like
Okay. If you want to talk before tuning exams, yeah, absolutely.
what?
Absolutely.
No. Now you just talking out your butt. He's definitely Jonin level, Kobo, but in the beginning of Naruto. Gabimaru, like, come on.
All right.
Yeah, now you just being biased. Like,
all right. I'm a little biased. All right?
you can't be biased if you answering the question. You can't. You got to be legit. Like,
I think he's running along with it. He needs to put his choice out there.
huh?
I know you, Cobalt. Go with your choice. You're gonna keep ragging on.
I heard being extra biased. But all right. Give me another. What do you think another anime universe he will live in to do well?
Actually, Full Metal Alchemist.
You think he full metal? I can't really see him in Full Metal. I mean, I think he would probably do well, but
remember, you've got a couple kung fu experts that are rolling in that anime. You know.
Yeah.
They fare pretty well.
Ali, I heard you gasp. What you got?
He would go kind of crazy in Tokyo Ghoul. I'm not gonna lie, because like, if you think about it, they're kind of not touching him a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
He probably would be able to take some ghouls out real quick.
Yeah.
Real quickly.
He'd be a breeded hunter for sure in that series.
Yeah,
Because he can like armor his skin. So if they try to eat him, like it's.
That's if they get close enough to eat him, or he
Yeah.
Right? Like no, that's the guy you run from. You know.
If Tone doesn't think of this one, which it might be decided, I would say Fire Force. I would like to see him in Fire
Force. He's goated in Fire Force. He's goated. He would be a part of he would probably be as powerful as the guy with the kimono. What's his name?
Oh God, Benimaru?
Yeah, he would probably be as powerful as him. I can see that.
Yeah. What was it? Shinji? Shinji was his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I loved his fights. Like, that first episode of him fighting in Fire Force had me hooked right out the gate. The same way, but honestly, if I had to judge the two series, I liked Hell's Paradise better as a first episode. You know?
For sure. If I had to put him in a universe, though, let me think. You know what? I can see him, and Gobo's probably going to hate me for saying this. No, two. I got two. First one, he would definitely rock out on Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh shit!
Good choice. I didn't think of that one.
Yu Yu Hakusho, he would decimate, bro. He would decimate people in Yu Yu Hakusho. I can see that for sure. I'll be honest with you. I think him and Hiei would probably have one of the best battles ever. If they actually fought.
Oh, he would destroy you, dude. He would destroy him.
Yeah, him and Hiei would be going at it. I could just see it. And then One Piece.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. I was waiting for it. You motherfucker stalled on me for a minute too, trying to throw Yu Yu Hakusho out there and throw the send off and shit. No, I know what's up.
One Piece for sure. My man, I feel like he just I get Conqueror Saki vibes. I do. I definitely get Conqueror Hockey vibes.
All right.
Did you say no?
I said record to Ragnarok.
Record to Ragnarok?
Yeah. I wouldn't say he would be bodying people, but it would be interesting to see.
He would need more abilities than what he had in order to do
it. You're fighting against actual gods in that one. That's, as I said before, in terms of scaling, he does have limits.
Yeah. You got any more universes for us, Ollie? Or
I'm not gonna lie. I don't got one.
It's all good. It's all
I was
good.
really when y'all were talking, I was really trying to think of another one.
Yeah, I'm.
You know what?
What?
He would be able to like hold his own in My Hero because like
Yeah,
his shit could
I was thinking
almost
too.
that's a good
resemble
one.
a quirk.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah, he probably would
I'm
be.
sorry.
able
I
to
don't
hold
know.
his
Am
own.
I supposed to like curse? Like, am I allowed
No,
to?
you
do
can curse.
Oh, yeah.
We curse
Okay.
all the time.
Been cursing this whole time.
I curse endlessly, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
I got
I'm just making sure.
everybody who joins everybody who be in my streams or whatever, whether it's regular streaming or my podcast, everybody got a potty mouth. So
No, yeah, I think he would be kind of tough in My Hero.
yeah, I can see that for sure. I can see that.
I could think a bunch of worlds he would be a god in.
Demon Slayer's
Yeah,
like
like just
he,
OP.
he would be OP in Demon Slayer, bro.
Dude, he'd be OP in Inuyasha. He could be OP in Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna say Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop, but
Bebop.
I was like, he'll be too OP.
No, he'd be too OP for Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Like too OP.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are worlds where he would just destroy everything. You know?
Yeah, I feel like he
Like-
would. I feel like he would be a top ranking, upper moon demon in Demon Slayer. I can't see him as a swordsman. I can see him as a demon though.
No. He's too evil. Too evil.
I can see him as a demon. I feel like he'd be an upper moon. I don't know which rank though.
I mean, he could be an upper rank, but then what if Nezuko pops up and he falls in love? I mean,
I don't know. Based off the you seen his wife. She a blonde. He got a thing for blondes, bro. I don't know if Nezuko's cutting it. He probably fall in love with Daki before Nezuko.
I don't know. Daki she was kind of annoying.
Huh?
Daki was kind of annoying, honestly.
I mean, yeah, but let's be real. As characters go, Daki's kind of hot. Like, let's be completely honest. I'm not gonna put it out there. As character designs go, they over sexualized her. Let's be real.
I'd have to agree.
See.
Yep.
I seen the Daki cosplay, but I mean, hey.
Well, I went to BlurCon last year, and there was definitely like 3 Daki cosplays, and I was like, "You go, girl."
Did they pull off the hair?
Oh, they pulled it all off.
I love the color scheme that she's got going. Like, artistically,
Mm-hmm.
I dig that mixing of colors, you know? That apple green. You don't get it a lot in character design, but when you do, if it's done right, it pops,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
But like we said, Hell's Paradise is phenomenal. Give it a watch.
Top binge. Yeah,
Give it
top
a
binge
watch.
for sure.
Definitely a binge. All right. And I'm gonna be completely honest. There wasn't too much that was really cringe for me. There was like one thing, but I'm not gonna really talk about it because it really wasn't a long lasting part, and it kind of like irritated me. But besides that, it's literally a really good anime. If you don't give it a shot or you haven't given it a shot, you need to. So,
Definitely.
anybody got anything to say for closing statements?
I kind of want to hear your cringe part.
What'd you say?
I kind of want to hear the cringe part. I
I don't want to say the cringe part because it happened after a certain point, and Ollie's
spoiler.
not there yet.
Hey,
never mind.
hey. I'll just def it real quick.
You just
I'll make a statement.
Let
I'll
me
make a
def it real
statement.
quick.
All right.
As far as that sort of ninja 90s type anime that I was talking about earlier, it sits in the top 10. Absolutely. As a ninja based anime with that type of content, it will sit in the top 10 of anyone's views for sure.
Mhm.
It stands its ground against Ninja Scroll and a lot of the other Demon Slayer and a lot of the other like of animes of capabilities, you know,
Right.
that really push it. And I would put it in probably one of the best animes of the decade for sure.
Hell
By
yeah.
the end of it.
Hell yeah.
And,
Pun intended.
and once you see it, you'll realize that it's not a tall order to make that claim on a series with only one season.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
Definitely facts. But I feel like we've come to the end of our discussion, guys. So we're going to get ready to get out of here. You guys want to say anything before we end this out?
I'll say this was really fun. I'm definitely coming back.
See, I said it. Everyone, I say it every time. Everybody gets hooked. Everybody loves Binge or Cringe.
Yeah.
the
One
reality
thing-
is, once you realize that it's a place to go to geek out on anime, and that's it, you're like, oh, I can be all right here.
One thing I
That
gotta
was really
say
good.
is the thing that was refreshing, like you said before, was character development. And
Mhm.
oh my gosh, dude, I know halfway through the series, you kind of see the faith that the swordsman of Gabimaru and Gabimaru believe in each other.
Hmm.
That was really refreshing, and that kept me going. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't have kept going. It's just like I was just like, damn, kind of see where this one's lead off.
Yeah,
You know?
it starts to make.
Right.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I feel like she starts having feelings for him a little bit.
Yeah,
I be feeling that too, but I don't want to like feel like I'm getting something that they're not trying to really portray. But
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to portray that or not, but even if it's not feelings of a like romantic
It's
nature.
it's not romantic, but she respects him and
Yeah.
she kind of sympathizes with him.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
she sees him as the other side of the coin, where she killed for the country, he killed for his country. You know, so there were parallels between their characters themselves.
Right.
You know, and you see that not just in their personalities, but also their abilities. That they're standing on equal footing, and so that respect is there.
Exactly.
And-
Whether it develops more, we'll see. But you know,
it's just good to see it. You know.
Yeah.
So
To see her go from like second episode being like, she literally said, I think this is how they closed the episode, but she literally was like, I will kill him. Like she was like, I'm definitely gonna kill this man. And then go from that to like you see her actually grow to like respect him. That's like really cool.
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to break down for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, believing in him, you know, it's also
Right.
So, but yeah, definitely top tier anime. Catches you from episode 1. Go watch it. Hell's Paradise. Geek out on it, please. Geek out on it, okay? And yeah, so that's really all we want to discuss today. I definitely am trying to do another episode. Is anybody here free tomorrow and Saturday at any point?
yeah.
you know me, I'm good during the weekends.
What about you, Ali?
I'm
Busy?
going somewhere this weekend.
Gotcha. So, well, we'll get you in the next one. I'm just trying to see like dates and everything.
You can just throw a date and time.
Yeah, then
I'm good. I think I come back Sunday.
we could. I actually want to try to do one the next one. So I want to try to do one tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. To be honest.
Okay.
Definitely Saturday. I'm putting this out there now because we have a special guest joining us. He's like, yeah, I'm finally joining you, Tone. We're doing the Boondocks on Saturday. Or we could, yeah, we got to do Boondocks on Saturday. I'm sorry, Ali. I'm sorry.
We've been putting that one off for so long.
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
It's about time. It's about time.
We're definitely doing the Boondocks on Saturday. Guess who said he's going to join us, boys and Ali?
Oh, I know who. I know who.
You know who?
Oh yeah,
Go ahead, say it. Cobalt, since you know.
it's Grim.
No,
Grim's gonna join us for.
No, Grim's joined us for a few. Not Grim. It's not Grim.
Is Dinky's joining? Had offered to join up on it as well, huh?
Yeah, but it ain't
Only
Dinky.
cryptic?
It's not Cryptic.
Who you got? Who you got?
It's Kimar.
Kimar?
This shit-
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Mischief
that's
Mischief was like, did y'all do the Boondocks one? Yeah, I was like, no. He was like, well, I got time on Saturday. I was like, well, let's make it happen.
Oh, we can have a good time. We can have a good time.
And you know Mischief
How long
loves
is
his
the
Boondocks.
Because I can tell you right now, I have not watched it all the way through.
Get on it. It's not too long.
Okay.
It's a quick watch. Each episode is just under 20 minutes. You know,
Oh,
and
okay.
some of them are even shorter.
Yeah.
So
And
you'll
the thing,
be fine just
and the thing
popping
about
in.
it is, you don't have to really watch the entire thing to get a premise of what the Boondocks is about.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Oh,
how
he's seen a bunch of it, so I'm sure he'll be fine.
yeah.
You know.
So, But yeah, so Saturday we'll be doing Boondocks. Sunday, I think I want to do Demon Slayer season 3.
Yep.
We might not if I have a topic for tomorrow, I will let you guys know. I haven't really decided yet if we're do it. But Saturday and Sunday is definitely a go. So
Be down for Sunday.
all right. But that's our time, guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. My panel. Thanks to everybody who stopped in and watched the stream, and thank you to anybody who comes and watch the stream later, which my streams save on my YouTube channel. And guys, as soon as this is finished processing, feel free to share it because it was a fun time. And anybody who ends up liking it or in the content or thing, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And definitely reach out to me on my different social medias. And you can also find Cobalt on his social media at Cobalt70 on Instagram. He also does apparel and stuff like that, and he does not graphic design. He does logo
Animation,
animation stuff,
illustration, animation, brand design. You name it, creative. I do it.
Yeah. If to give you a point of reference, my intro video was done by Cobalt. Very, very happy about that. Don't get me wrong. I definitely paid for it. It wasn't free. I don't do that free stuff. I paid my people. But it was really well done, and I'm very happy that he did it. And no, I don't really do social media like that. But he had social media. But no,
you catch me on here.
And then Ali, you can find her on social media. She has a lot of content that she does. I believe Ali, I believe you stream, you cosplay.
I do.
Yeah. So where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at efairy. That's EF4IRYY, or TikTok, same thing but only one Y, and then same for Twitch and YouTube.
Sweet. Yeah. So, but that's it. That's all the time we got. As always, I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I just made that known. And we out of here.